how to draw a disco ball. The compasses we have in the art room look like this, and you're gonna hold your fingers down on the center part and pick a spot, the orange, and swing around the outside, okay? To then draw the sphere disco ball illusion, we're gonna draw a straight line down the center, and curving from that line and draw lines that curve towards that center point, okay? If you need to turn your paper to get a better angle on it, just turn it, that's okay. And do these lightly. So you can erase and kind of make adjustments if you need to. Now, to have the lines going the other way, we're going to start with a straight line going through the center the other way, okay? And we're going to repeat that process, drawing lines that curve towards that center line that we started. I'm doing just 3 curved lines on each side. It helps to kind of keep it a little bit more organized and easier to follow once we start doing the alternating effect. So 1, 2, and 3. And we have a disco ball. We're gonna try this 2 more times. If I wanted a small disco ball, I can always hold down on the outside of the compass and give it a swirl, and then we have a smaller one. And this one, since it is a lot smaller, I'm just doing 2 lines on either side and drawing lightly so I can erase and make adjustments, but we'll be going over these in Sharpie, so any little extra lines, draw light so they can be erased after you do the Sharpie over them. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit bigger one. And this one I'm going to have kind of going behind. You don't have to on yours, but I wanted to show you what it looks like when they overlap. So then I'm just going to repeat that process. A lot of times I think it's easier to start on the ends and then have that line meet in the middle. It kind of helps to keep that curve straight. I want you. Okay, for getting that alternating disco ball effect, start at a center line and then mark every other space with a very light X. And then on the other side, we're going to alternate that. So there's no two X's right next to each other. If you do end up with two X's right next to each other, since we're doing this before we add Sharpie, make adjustments, kind of see what you need, but always starting at that center is really helpful because once you get to the edges, they get really scrunchy, but we can usually kind of disguise that in a final work of art. So starting at a center line is really helpful. From here, you can grab a marker, a Sharpie, an outline, or you can use pencil. It looks cooler with a Sharpie or marker, but you're gonna fill those little spaces in so you can kind of get the final idea of what the disco balls look like in an artwork. Turn in a picture when you are done, and we'll be ready for the next step of how to do a background and then placing these over. Okay?